Oh my God.
If you could change any choices you have ever made, would you? You can always make another choice and change the course of your success. Everyone has the potency to make inspired choices. Get ready to listen, share, and experience the creativity that is you. Now, here is the host of Inspired Choices radio show, Holographist coach, Christine McIver.
Yes, that's me. I'm Christine McIver. I am your host tonight of the Inspired Choices show. And I usually am your host of this show because this has been my show for 10 years. Holy moly. I am seriously been doing this a long time. And guess why I keep doing it? Because I love it. I absolutely love it. And I have been Wednesday at 8 o'clock for so long. And it's a favorite time of really leaning in and asking more questions and really being completely present and vulnerable with each and every one of my listeners. So if you're just getting to know who I am, welcome. I'd love to hear from you. I'd love to hear what you're thinking about the show. And if you have any questions or comments, you can always email me, Christine at inspiredchoices.ca. If you would love to check out some of the shows that I've done in the past, I have over nearly 300 shows that you can go check out at inspiredchoicesnetwork.com. You can go over to my page or go to the podcast page, and you can check out all of the creations that I have there. And there's lots more coming. You know why? Because there's always something important to share, something important to contribute to the world. And my target is to contribute the pleasure of having ease in our lives and the pleasure of having business. Now, don't get me wrong. It has not always been pleasurable. And there are still lots of times where I am climbing up that ladder, trying to get over that mountain. But you know what? I get over the mountain. I've been successful every single time. And not to say that there won't be more mountains, but I'm always looking for how can I have pleasure with this? How can I move this into my category of pleasure? So I'm all about pleasure, and I'm all about pleasure, especially in business. And tonight we're going to be talking about making money part of your business, not the end result. And, everybody, I could hear people saying, yeah, Christine. Yeah, it's not the end result. And most people make it the end result. Most people, that is the number one reason that motivates them is because of the money. And if they say it's not, they're not telling the truth. And I've got a lot of examples to share with you. And I've got a lot of very cool insights that I've learned about business and money and creation and how to have every aspect of your business, including money, but not just make that the end result. So, if you would like to check out more of my creations, you can check out the radio shows, the TV shows. We are on over 220 platforms now. You can go to your favorite TV, and you can go into the apps and you can look for Inspired Choices Network. We'll either have a direct app in Samsung or LG or on Roku, or you can go in under Binge Network and you will find Inspired Choices Network there. We've also got all of our shows on YouTube. We've got them in Facebook. We've got them, where else? Ladies, I can't even think of all the spaces. Instagram TV. We've got them here, of course, on the network. We are bringing our voices, all of the hosts' voices, around the world, and now also the video. So it's just very, very cool. You can check out, yes, we put a 10-minute clip on LinkedIn as well. Thank you, Jen. We also, as well as doing this business, this network business that I do, that I absolutely am so grateful for, I also do one-on-one coaching. I do individual and business coaching. And I love working with soulpreneurs, people that are really looking to take their business to the next level, where they have either just begun their business or they've been doing it for a while and they feel like, it's just on repeat and repeat, and they're not seeing the momentum. That is a great fun place for me to play. And I love to work with individuals. We work online, and we just create so much more. And if you're someone that is struggling with relationships, maybe you're struggling with parenting, maybe you're struggling with intimate relationships, these are areas that I specialize in, and I love to do one-on-one with individuals, both male and female. So lots going on, but let's get into tonight's show. So tonight, making money part of your business, not the end result. So ask yourself this question: why do I do business? Have you asked yourself that question? And when you ask that question, like right now, as soon as I said that, what popped up for you? What was the first thing that came in? Was it because I want to keep myself busy? Was it because I want to serve the world? Or was it really, was the one of the first instant things to pay the bills? And there's nothing wrong with that. There is absolutely nothing wrong that you want to pay the bills. I pay the bills too with my business, right? But there's so much more to it than just paying the bills. And you really got to see what's hitting you in that area. How in depth was that hit around the money piece? What is your motivating reason for choosing what you choose in business? What is that motivating reason? Is it because you're good at it? Is it because it's easy for you? Is it because it pays the most? Is it because it's the most in demand? Is it because what you've been doing for years and years and years, and you're too tired, or you're not interested, or you don't know how to do something else? What is those motivating factors? What are those motivating factors, rather? Is money a part of your business equation, or is it really your end result? Have you ever actually sat down and looked at this? Have you ever asked yourself some of these crucial questions? And I'm saying that they're crucial because you can be going along in your day to day and not really paying attention, and you're just kind of getting through the motions, and you're getting the jobs done, and you're just doing it, doing it, doing it. You're nearly on auto replay. And one day, all of a sudden, it can smack you right between the eyes. And I've seen this happen with people, and they hit burnout, they hit high stress, they hit, sometimes it hits with sadness and depression. Sometimes it maybe hits with no money in the bank because they're not really being present with what they're doing, with their business. They're not asking themselves some of these poignant questions, and they are poignant. And I really do believe that these are the things that we need to be doing on a consistent basis, not just annually, not like every 5 or 10 years, not when shit hits the fan. We need to be doing this on a continuous basis. I was in human resources for 20 years, and as much as we would like to, we say that we, do a review with people once a year, right? That people get a review, and, we really go through what it is that they're doing. Are they happy? And so on and so forth. A lot of the time, that's not actually the case. A lot of the time, they just kind of push through the reviews, skip the reviews. They don't have time. They're too busy. There can be a lot of excuses. There's a very small percentage, and I don't have the percentage exactly, but there's a very small percentage of companies that actually sit down and on a consistent, regular basis, and more often, which would be the ideal, is quarterly, sit down and go through with their team members what's going on for them, what's making them happy, how they're doing, where they're struggling, where they would like to change things. And this is the same in business. Just because you're not the official employee, or a part answering to the boss, you still are part of that business. And when you are also the owner, you are the driving force, as well as oftentimes the sole employee of that business. Reviewing where you're at, reviewing why you're doing what you're doing, is it still hitting home, is critical for your business, for your team members, and for your customers and clients. And I'll tell you why. When you, pardon me, the provider of the business, when you are creating you are doing your work, whatever it is. It can be anywhere from a coach to an accountant to, somebody who picks up garbage. If you are doing your job and you are working for your customers and your clients and you are not happy, this is going to show up in your business. It is going to show up so strongly, it's not even funny. The exact same thing is happening when your target is money, when your end result is money. The only reason I'm doing this is for the money. I'm only doing it because I need the money. I'm just doing it because I have to pay my bills. I'm doing it because of the money, right? I want you to think about a customer relation that you've had where you were the customer and you were with a service provider, whether it was on the phone or it was in person, and you got a real sense of they were blowing smoke. They were only doing what they needed to do to get your money so you would finally leave. Here's the thing, and I know everybody can pinpoint one of them. Here's the thing, my friends. We have a smarter, more aware, intuitive customer base in today's world than we have ever had. And people may not be able to articulate that, oh, all they wanted was my money. But they will walk away with a sense of, that was not fun for me. I don't feel cared for. I don't feel that I was important in that interaction. Maybe I don't feel like I got my money's worth. There is a sense of dissatisfaction when somebody is coming from the energy of, I just want the money. The customer will respond. And most oftentimes they will respond by going to someone else that can provide the same things you're providing or what someone else can provide even better perhaps than you are. And you know what? Oftentimes the better is the experience, not the end, not the product, not the service. Most of the time, it's the experience. People choose to work with us, choose to buy from us because of the experience that they are having. So if you're making money the end result, what's the experience your clientele is receiving? If we were to ask your clientele, do you know why I do what I do? What would they say? Would they say, because you're so happy when you're doing what you're doing? Because, your parents passed this business on to you, so it pays the bills. What would your clientele say? And just get into that, lean into that question. Imagine, and you know what? If this is really something that's niggling at you, send out a survey. Create some of these questions that will really target, are they picking up that I am doing this for the money? And again, I want to say this one more time. I'm not talking about not making money an aspect of the creation of your business. I'm talking about making it the reason for doing your business, the end result. And, we're going to go to break in just a minute, but there are people out there that are saying they're not making it about the money. And I'm going to talk to you about this after the break, because they are making it about the money without the money. And I know that sounds a little crazy, but that'll keep you around for the next segment, right? So you are listening to Inspired Choices with myself, Christine McIver, here on the Inspired Choices Network, where you can be listening live. You can join us in the chat room. You can come and ask me questions live during the show, which is so much fun. Or you can check out the replays whenever you are listening. I'm very grateful. And I look forward to seeing you after this break. Stay tuned, everyone.
Many of us make choices in our lives based on our past experiences or what others believe. What would our lives be like if we made our choices based on what we desire for our futures? When you join Inspired Choices Radio Show with holographist coach Christine McIver, you'll be provoked to look at what is true and what you know but may not choose that requires your attention. Christine does not hold back and brings all her expertise during each and every show. Are you ready to create the life and the living you truly desire? Listen for Inspired Choices Radio Show every Wednesday at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, 7 p.m. Central, 6 p.m. Mountain, and 5 p.m. Pacific on InspiredChoicesNetwork.com.
Are you a subject matter expert? Are you here to share your expertise with an audience waiting to hear from you in only the way you can deliver? Are you ready to have your voice amplified across the airwaves? Inspired Choices Network has a global radio platform streaming to millions of people across the world. Professionally produced and supported by an accomplished team every step of the way, you can broadcast from anywhere in the world, knowing your voice matters, and we ensure it is delivered with ease and efficiency. Eager to hear your message, the world awaits. Contact us today to become an Inspired Choices Network radio host. Email becomeahost@inspiredchoicesnetwork.com.
This is the Inspired Choices Show with holographist coach Christine McIver. To participate in the program, join our live studio audience in our chat room at inspiredchoicesnetwork.com. You can also make the choice to ask or comment by email by sending to Christine@inspiredchoices.ca. Now, back to the program.
Well, thank you for sticking around. You are listening to Inspired Choices, and tonight we're talking about business, which is one of my favorite subjects, and we're talking about, are you making money part of your business? Making money part of your business, not your end result. And, that's one of the questions is, are you making money part of the business, part of your business targets, or is it just your end result? Now, here's the big deal. Here's the big thing. There's so many thoughts coming in, sorry. One of the things that I see a lot of people, especially in the spiritual world, people that focus in perhaps on coaching or perhaps in some different spiritual modalities, healing modalities, I see them time and time again say, oh, no, I'm not making this about money. I'm making this about being of service. Okay, gag me with a spoon. All right, I said it. That just makes me want to freak out when people do this. I'm making it about service. You know what? Let's be really real, shall we? If all you're doing for your business is making it about service, you are going to seriously destroy your business. You are. If you are making it about being of service to someone else, and what you're actually doing is you're focusing over there on that person and solely that person, whomever that is, customers, clients, you've got to get this. And if you've been listening to any of my shows over the last several years, when I talk about business, I'm making this really clear. Your business came to you to come through you. And you now have a relationship with this entity that is your business. The first relationship in your business is between you and your business, not you and your customers. You've got to get this in your head. And if what you're doing is over there focusing on that person or over there just focusing on the money, your business is basically going to start to contract. Your business is going to start to diminish, and eventually there will be nothing left but tears and bills. I can assure you of that. This is so critical. I can't say this enough to people, and I have been saying this over the years. Now, I want to tell you this, and I want you to listen very clearly. If you're one of these people who say everybody deserves this, therefore I'm going to not make it about the money, I'm going to price it so everybody can have it. I'm going to do this and I'm going to do that. And you're focusing on, I'm not making this about the money. The very fact that you're doing that is you're making it all about the money. Your entire focus is about the money, maybe not increasing the money, but making the money not important, which is you making it all about the money. Like, yeah, this makes me crazy. I don't think I've flipped out quite like that before. Apparently, I'm very passionate about this. Listen, my friends, please get this. You happen to live on a planet, Earth, where our trading commodity at this time in the universe, on this planet, is money. Product, service, money. 9 times out of 10, that's what it is it's the money. And people that do trades, most of the time you're not doing an equal trade. So I can talk about that another time. But understand, you are on a planet that it's about money. The commodity is money. Okay. There's other planets in the world, I believe, in the universe rather, that they do things differently. But on this planet, it's about the money. So get that really, really straight in your mind. Okay. In order for you to really be a contribution in the world, to yourself, to your body, to your children, to your family, to your community, to the world at large, to people struggling, to causes that need support, to people that need food, people that need water, people that need things changed in order for them to feel protected, you need money. One of the greatest things that you can do is to generate so much money that you can go out there with your beautiful big heart and contribute to the world around you. Okay? Don't say you're not making it about the money when you are pricing it so low that you can't even pay your own bills from your business. It's a lie. You are making it about the money. Okay. I think my rant might be over. The next thing, okay? Let's really look at this. If you are not in the space of joy and pleasure with your business, and I'm not talking about not having challenges. I have challenges all the time. Most of my business is around technology. Technology can be a challenge. I use different services. I use different companies. Computers go down, hydro goes out, internet fails. I have technical issues, but the thing of it is, you're saying no, boo, and ha. I don't understand. These people in the chat room are just not making sense to me. Things happen, okay? Things happen in my business, and that's okay. But the fact of the matter is I love doing what I do. I love supporting other people bringing their voices to the world. I love to see people that are in their own business find ways to create more joy, more pleasure, to enjoy their days, to enjoy their moments in their creations. That to me is so much fun. And that's what drives me. When I'm coaching with someone, truthfully, when I'm coaching one-on-one with someone, the hour can go by and it just feels like a blink to me because I'm so much in my joy. Do I get paid well for my coaching? I do. But in that moment when I'm coaching with them, it's not about the money. It's about what brings pleasure to me in my business. Why am I successful in my business? First and foremost, it's because I care about my business. I care about the creation of my business. I have nurtured the relationship with my business. I pay attention. I use my awareness and I honor the creations in my business, even when I'm uncomfortable in looking at raising the prices in my business. That's a way of honoring my business. And do you know what? Every single time that I have done that, my business has expanded with new creations, with new clientele. The creation continues to nurture me when I am nurturing my business. And it is not all about the money, but, and this is a real, maybe not a but, and money is part of the business. Money is part of this business, and money should be part of every business. It is a way that you can bring things, you can bring money back into the business to continue to nurture and to continue to grow and to support and bring it new technologies, bring it new resources to help it to continue to grow so that you can reach more people, so that you can contribute to more people. I'm not saying don't contribute to people. I'm not saying ignore being of service. I am saying don't be a martyr. Don't get up on the cross and act as though that's the only reason you're doing it, because if it is, that is going to blow up for sure. You've got to get this. Even religions include money because they know, and I'm not getting to deep conversations about the different religions out there, but they know that they require money in order to build the churches and the mosques and if help support and feed their congregations. Every business must include money, but when money is the only target, when it's the only result that you are going for, that's when you need to sit down and you need to really look at and examine where you are at with your day-to-day actions with your business, where your level of satisfaction and pleasure are, where you are being motivated or drained. If you are doing something that's draining your energy and you find yourself, and this is a great test for you, if you find yourself maybe looking at your watch. I can remember when I worked in different companies and I would just sit there and constantly look at the clock. I just could not wait for 4:30 to hit. I could not wait for 4:30 to hit. Well, why do you think I stayed in that job? It was for the money. That was the only reason I stayed in that job. And thank goodness that I continued to search for what else it was that was going to light me up. And I was able to move forward in my life. But if you're watching the clock, if you're looking at the time, if you're living for Friday, if all you're doing is living for payday, if you cannot wait just to be able to go and look at your bank account and get the money, if that's why you're doing it and you're putting a smile on your face, but really you'd rather be doing anything else, if anywhere, if you're on any level with any of what I've just said, there's something's got to change. Something's got to change, and you need to wake up. You need to wake up now, because if you do not wake up, I'm going to tell you, your business is going to blow up. Your opportunities are going to dry up. And that, my friend, that's when things go really, really wrong. I have watched people over the years decide that they're good at something, and then they start to do that in their business. They're not happy. They're just moving along, and all they're doing is looking at the money. They're just looking at the money. And what that starts to do is it starts to have them resent their work. It has them resent their customers and their clientele. I've also had people on the other side, when I have stepped forward with an invoice or I've stepped forward with a contract that they have wanted to pull out of, and said very clearly that there was a breach in the contract and that there was an outstanding payment. I've had those people come along and say to me, well, you're only doing it for the money. No, that's not true. But I'm not including the money. When you're in your own business, I strongly encourage you to have a contract with your customers, with your clients. Make it really clear. And the beauty in that is that you can put aside, and so can the person that's working with you or you're working with, you can put aside any worries or concerns. You've got a very clear understanding of what each person is bringing to the table and each person is going to be taking away. And when you do that, you can dive into the body of work. But if you don't have a clear conversation about this, if you don't have a contract, that's when things can get really messy. When you have a contract, be willing to step up for your business. Be willing to step up for the capacities that you have invested in and expanded. Be willing to stand up and say, this is my value and this is our agreement. and be willing to follow through with that. Each time you do it, it may be uncomfortable, but every single time you're going to get stronger and stronger with it. And that, my friends, that is honoring your business. That is honoring your creations. And when you do that, your creations are going to be able to count on you so that they can continue to contribute to you even greater. Okay, we are up to our second break already, and we are going to come back. We're going to continue to talk about money. We're going to continue to talk about business. And if you have any questions, I'd love for you to join us in the chat room. You can type your questions in there. You can join me live, and we can talk about what's going on in your business. So until the commercial break is over, stay tuned. You are listening to Inspired Choices with Christine McIver on the Inspired Choices Network. We'll be right back.
Many of us make choices in our lives based on our past experiences or what others believe. What would our lives be like if we made our choices based on what we desire for our futures? When you join Inspired Choices radio show with holographist coach Christine McIver, you'll be provoked to look at what is true and what you know but may not choose that requires your attention. Christine does not hold back and brings all her expertise during each and every show. Are you ready to create the life and the living you truly desire? Listen for Inspired Choices radio show every Wednesday at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, 7 p.m. Central, 6 p.m. Mountain, and 5 p.m. Pacific on InspiredChoicesNetwork.com.
Are you ready to have pleasure with your business? Yes, I said pleasure with your business. The Pleasure of Business a la carte will surprise you with topics like meet yourself in the boardroom, money, services, and you. Expand your visibility. The pleasure of communication. The pleasure of Instagram, Facebook, LinkedIn. Christine McIver has so much pleasure with business and loves teaching all things business. Beginning a new business? Desiring to expand a current business? Or looking to resurrect a business that has been dormant? This program will get you fired up and bring more pleasure than you have ever imagined. Exhausted with your excuses for not creating a phenomenal business? Join now for all the pleasure with business. Pleasure of Business a la carte gives you total choice for what you desire and what your business requires. That's 24 weeks of different topics to choose from with weekly calls, audio and video recordings, and PDFs. This class will have you dive right in and use tools to create the business that has been speaking to you. Go to inspiredchoices.ca for full details or join the Facebook page Pleasure o' Business a la carte. Now is the time for you and your business.
This is the Inspired Choices Show with holographist coach Christine McIver. To participate in the program, join our live studio audience in our chat room at InspiredChoicesNetwork.com. You can also make the choice to ask or comment by email by sending to Christine@InspiredChoices.ca. Now, back to the program.
All right. Here we are. If you're just joining tonight, we are talking all about business. Making money part of your business, not the end result. So what has been popping for you since we started tonight's show? What has really been speaking to you? Have you been looking at your relationship with your business? Have you been looking at what's going on in your world regarding your business, regarding what you're creating? What do you know is true? And let me ask you this question. Are you avoiding actually looking at this? Are you avoiding looking at where you are or you are not, including money, or where you are actually making money, the crown jewel in your business? You know, it's as silly as it sounds, because you've heard it 1,000 times. You can't take it with you. You can't take your money with you. And I'm not saying that you shouldn't have all the money in the world. You shouldn't be able to create everything that you desire and have even more. I'm not saying that in the least. But if you can't take it with you, what is it giving you in addition to the money? Do you actually evaluate that? Do you look at, there's lots of times I will actually sit back, especially after a frustrating day, and I'll ask myself, okay, so do I still want to do this? What do I like about it? Do ask these questions. What do I like about what I'm doing? Am I having fun? Why did I start this? What was my target for starting this business? What was my target for starting this creation? Whatever that creation within your business is. Why should I continue? Are these creations still contributing to me? And do I desire to continue to contribute to them? Those are just some of the questions that I really encourage you to look at with your business. And you do not have to have a business that's bringing in millions and millions of dollars. Even if your business is bringing in just a part-time income, which is where most businesses start, that's important. This is the place that you want to keep asking those questions and understand that your business can continue to shift and pivot and grow and move in new directions. When I started this business, I never imagined, A, I didn't even know what a radio show was. B, producing, I didn't go to school for this type of production. I went to school for human resources, right? You don't know. You don't know. When you ask the questions, when you lay the questions on your heart of your desires, you don't know how the universe is going to bring you there. So you're really, the really important piece for you is to keep asking the questions. Allow the universe to bring it to you. Allow your business to contribute to you, to bring you to more and more of your heart's desires, likely dressed up in a way that you never even imagined. Let me ask you this question. Are you willing to make more money today than you did yesterday? Are you willing to make more money this year than you did last year? Are you willing to receive more money for any service you've ever done, more money than you ever imagined? Are you willing? Or are you making it about the money? Now, I know that probably sounds weird, but when we are continuously being at the effect of money, we are making our business about money, even in those places and spaces where we're avoiding looking at the truth of what the value is that you're bringing to the table and what your business desires for you to ask for for your services. When I first started in my coaching, I was actually charging, are you ready for this? I was charging $25 an hour. $25 an hour. $100 for 4 hours of coaching with me. Was it in 1987? No, Jen, it was in 2008, 20 years after that. $25 an hour. And you know what was going through my mind at the time? Was, well, Christine, you've never been a coach before. You were in human resources and you supported a lot of people, but you were never a coach before. And if you were to hire somebody, $25 an hour is a good wage, right? And that's where my mindset was at the time. I didn't have the self-confidence. I didn't have the experience. And I didn't see my value. And that's where I started with what I was charging. And, today thinking about all of that, I mean, I know back then it still made me nervous to ask people to pay me $100 a month to coach them. I know it still made me nervous. And I know that that's what was true for me at the time. But this is so important, my friends. As you continue to grow, and please, if you are in your own business, even if you're not, but most definitely if you're in your own business, you must continue to do personal development. You must continue to be challenged. You must continue to look at where you're at, to look at where you're going, to have somebody that holds you accountable to continue to grow. Because if you're not growing, you're going to be dying in your business. I'm not saying that you need to suddenly go from where your targets were for 25 years to really super elevate them, but you need to stay on your game. Okay. But if you are not continuing to do your personal development and continue to ask the questions about the money, all right, things are going to start going off the rails. This is when, truthfully, if you don't see your value and you're not actually pricing properly for your products or your services, it is going to be a neon light for customers coming towards you. All right. If you are giving the value of $1,000 and charging $100, it's not going to be a match. It's not energetically going to be a match. Customers that work with you are going to think, she must be full of shit because she's only charging me 100 and she's giving me all this value. It just doesn't make sense. They're going to struggle with taking what you bring to the table out there. Now, I am an advocate for bringing all you've got to the table. Okay. I really am an advocate for that as a coach or as a business consultant, whatever your role is with your customers or your clients. I am all about bringing it all to the table. But that means that you have to continuously be willing to look at, does what I deliver, does it match what I'm asking for? And a lot of times, most times, it's not going to match unless you've been doing some strong personal development, some strong business development. Most people are underpricing their products and their services. And then when they're underpricing their products and their services, but they're bringing amazingness to the table, that's when things go awry. And that's when they start to go, wait a second, I'm not making enough money. So now their eyes shift over and they start to focus in on the money. And that's when I see people make it all about the money. They make that the end goal because they're focusing outside of themselves. They're not actually looking into themselves. They're not actually looking into what is happening for them, the responses that they're having emotionally, physically, perhaps. They're actually not looking at all aspects of what is actually being created with them, with their business, and with their clientele. The part about money can get so messy. It can get so incredibly messy. And when you've got to get that in your mind very clearly. When you start to make it all about the money, there is something out of balance. There's something out of balance. Now, if you're just doing a job to make money and at the end of it, you don't care about a creation, you don't care about an expansion, you just want to go do it and walk away. Okay, if that works for you, okay. But if you're in your own business, whether it's a part-time business, it's a full-time business with, 500, really good math, Christine, 500 employees or 50,000 employees. Again, size doesn't matter in this case if all you're doing is you're making it about the money. Whether you're making it about, I need to have all the money or I don't want to look at the money. In both instances, you are making it about, you are making it all about the money. Thanks, Kim. $1,500. That was okay. We got to laugh. And that's a really important piece. Are you having fun in your business? Are you laughing in your business? Are you stretching yourself in your business? Are you finding that you are being challenged or are you bored? Are you messing up? Are you missing details because it's just too routine for you? It's time to get challenged, my friends. And it's time to look at where you are with your focus. Where are you with money? Is money a dirty word to you? Is money something you never want to talk about, or talk with your customers or clients? Is that what goes on for you? Is it something that you kind of just pass them a piece of paper and go, here's the price, and you won't have a discussion about it? Are you afraid to actually say, this is what I charge for my services, and not blink and not lose eye contact? Where are you at with the money? Where are you at with the money? Money is a fun part of business. One of the very first business that I was in, I sold skincare and makeup. And I was a young woman. I was 21 years old when I started that. And I can remember I would leave someone's home, and I was always focused on the customers and the host, and just having so much fun, and really being there for them to answer all their questions, and to really give them everything that they wanted to have, and then some. And I can remember I would go down the road afterwards, and I would pull over, and I would pull out my old calculator, and I would sit there and I would calculate then how much money I made. And I would be so excited, because that was an exciting part of my business. But the gifts that I got in that business were also about sharing how someone could learn to love themselves. That was really the beginning of, for me, to show women especially how to make themselves a priority, how to love themselves. That was so much fun for me. And then there were so many people that became part of my business, and I got to show them how they too could elevate their value in what they saw within themselves, and how they also too could contribute to their family through another financial opportunity. It wasn't just about the money, and the people that came into that business and they made it just about the money, they didn't last. Again, remember, your clients, your customers, people that are out there looking for what you have to bring to the table, they are smarter, they're more aware, they're more intuitive, and they're going to know where you're coming from. And regardless of all of them, regardless of the bottom line, are you having fun? Are you having pleasure in your business? And if you're not anymore, are you willing to look at it? Are you willing to sit down and really do some deep diving into what's going on for you? What is working? What isn't working? And looking at where there could possibly be solutions to bring to the table. I would love to work with you. I love working. I mean, it just sends me over the moon when I get to work with someone who is struggling in their business, desiring to maybe grow their business, but feeling just so overwhelmed and having no idea what to do next, because they've just been going faster and faster and faster, and they're not getting anywhere. Reach out to me, Christine at inspiredchoices.ca. We can have a conversation. We can look at what it is that you're looking for, and I can share with you what I can bring to the table to support you. Here's the deal, my friends. Here's the deal. Whether you are working for someone else, which I always say you're in your own business as well when you're working for someone else, or the sign on the door is your business, what's really key is that you are enjoying what you're doing, because everything that you do, it what is the word? It vibrates out to touch all of the creation and all of the people within your business, within your team. We reverberates, thank you. It reverberates out to touch the customers, the clients, their family members, their customers, their clients, their team members, right? Everything is impacted by your experience of yourself in your business or with your employer's business. And your business, when you are in a place of joy, your business is able to open up and expand and contributes back to you. Your business is like a best friend, because when you're overwhelmed, your business is not going to give you more things that you're going to have to do or pay attention to, right? Because you're overwhelmed. I know that when I was in the beginning aspects of building the Inspired Choices Network, I thought that I really wanted to have more hosts on the network. And, that's what my mind said because I was looking to grow the business. But the fact of the matter is I had a lot of things I needed to learn and put in place, and people I needed to bring on the team to train so that we were in a strong position to be able to support the growth that I was asking for. Right? So it's so critical that when you're in your own business that you are asking these questions, that you are looking at where your joy is and where the joy starts to go away in your business. All right? Again, my friends, it doesn't matter where you are in your business, whether you are thinking about starting a business, whether you're just beginning your business, or you're 10 or 20 or 30 years into your business. Your experience of your business and your experience of yourself in your business can give you some of the biggest keys into what's working and what's not working, and how money can be a part of your end targets, not the only end target. And so as you are really looking at and you are dancing with your business and your experience of your business, you get to see how that reverberates out to your team, how that reverberates out to your customers and your client. What's their result by you working with them? I'm always looking at what's going on with my hosts on the network, with the amazing people that bring their voices to the world here on the network. I'm looking at where they're at. I'm looking at maybe something else that we could support them with and really guide them to learn. Sometimes when you're deep down into doing your work, you don't see some of the other things that can contribute to you, or where you might be struggling and not realize that there's another possibility for you. Are you looking out beyond the day-to-day? Are you looking at your experience on a weekly, monthly, quarterly, even a yearly basis? I think yearly is ridiculous, because who can remember what they did last month and what their experience was? There might be a couple of things will pop out to you, but that's why when you're really looking at this on a weekly basis or a monthly basis, really, I wouldn't go farther than a month. That's where you can really see where you're gaining some more pleasure, some more happiness, where you're really moving forward and hitting your targets, and where you're really off the mark, where you're challenging, and where you maybe it's time to reach out and work with a coach. It's time to reach out and work with someone who can support you, right? There are people that want to support you. And there are people that I'm sure in your business that you would like to support as well. Whether it's a product or a service, whatever the case may be, understand that we are all having these dances together. And when you're willing to look at what's working and what's not working, and your experience of yourself within your business, that's where the key is. That's where the nuggets are to show you, hey, you know what? You've been focusing on the money, or you've been trying to ignore the money. Right? These are the different aspects around money that I think people don't talk about. People aren't willing to look at, and people are trying to pretend it isn't important. There's more to money in your business than just looking at the prices and how you're going to collect the money. There's way more about that. And you know what? One of the things that I do with a lot of my customers is looking at what their pricing is. And it's not about looking at what the market will bear. It has a lot more to do with them and where they're at with their business and what their business is asking of them. Well, tonight's show went very, very quickly. And they seem to all the time, especially when I'm having this much fun. I'm so grateful that you were here. And I really do hope that this show contributed to you and to your business. And if there's anyone out there that you think could really use hearing some of the things that I've shared tonight, I'd love for you to share it with them. And again, I'm extending an offer to you to contact me, and we can talk about your business, what's working, what's not, and where you would really like to go. And maybe you're not even really sure. That's something we can talk about as well. So my friends, take really good care of yourself. Have fun. Try to have some more pleasure in your business. And remember that This is changeable. Anything that you're struggling with is changeable, and it can be expanded upon. It can be nurtured, and it can turn so quickly into more and more pleasure. It's not even funny. So remember, my friends, no matter what is going on in your world, I want you to always remember that you can always make another choice.
Thank you for choosing to listen to Inspired Choices Radio Show. Christine McIver will return next Wednesday at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, 7 p.m. Central, 6 p.m. Mountain, and 5 p.m. Pacific on InspiredChoicesNetwork.com. We hope you'll join us. Until then, be willing to choose what you really desire. This is your life, making the choices that bring you all that you desire.